I am Reba Stewart, and I work with SunTrust Bank in Albany, Georgia, and I serve as the organizer of SunTrust at Work, which is a financial services program we offer large companies in Albany and South Georgia, and I manage that product for the South Georgia branches. First job I had was when I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, and a lady across the street and her family worked at Palmyra Hosiery Mill and had a young child who was 5 years old. I kept that child in the summer and cooked with the grandmother's help for that family to come home for dinner in the evening. That was my first paid job. You know, I don't remember, but I'm sure it was maybe $1 for the whole week. Not much, but I'm sure I bought myself something from downtown. I don't know what, but living with a lot of children in my family, we didn't have a lot of extra money to spend, so I'm sure I bought something I really wanted. I've only worked at 3 after that babysitting job and cooking. I worked at Silver's 5 and 10 when I was 13 years old. And I started off down the counter at the candy counter, waiting on people who would come in to buy candy. And then in about 6 or 8 months, the manager of the store asked me to move upstairs to the office. Oh, I felt so flattered that he'd asked me to move to the office. But there I worked with 2 ladies that just taught me so much. We had back then layaway programs, and I had to take the money and post it on those cards and balance that layaway program. I even learned how to do their payroll, and that was hand done back then. I managed the payroll. That was part of my job, wherein I took all the hours the people worked, their hourly rate, took out their taxes, and then went to the bank to get the money to make the payroll. And then I had to come back and put each payroll in a separate envelope for that individual, and at the end I had to have no money left, so I had to balance that payroll. So I learned so much in that office during the 4 years I went to high school. First of all, there was a lady who ran the Kiwanis Clinic in Albany, Georgia, many years ago, and her name was Mrs. Thompson. She sort of took me under her wing and allowed me to go in the summertime, and they took out tonsils at this clinic and helped poor children. So she nurtured me during the summer and helped me do that. And then I have a longtime teacher that I just absolutely adore. She's 100 years old and she still lives. Her name is Mrs. Helen Cordell. I saw her last week and she just is still delightful. And then in my career, I have had many people who have been an inspiration to me that I've learned so much from. I can recall my CNS days. It was CNS instead of Bank of America then. Glenn Creech, who currently still is a banker, and many others, and now I have Christopher Missamore, who is my superior here, manages the branches, and they're all, I learn something every day, and they've been an inspiration to try to make me be a better banker and a better professional. Well, I know first of all I'd take my Bible with me. I'd like my cell phone so that I could have a communication with people, and I probably would like to have a pad and pencil so I could make notes. Oh, I have 2 grandchildren. I have a husband who is ill. I've been married to him 60 years, so I'm a caretaker, and I love being able to do that and being strong enough to do that. But our daughter, Leslie, lives in Atlanta with her husband and 2 children, and that's what I really enjoy doing, spending time with the children. And I love to read. I walk every day. I have a pedometer so that I know how many steps I've taken, and I upload that every night on the computer. And I just enjoy being with people. I'm inspired to be with people, and I love being involved in the community. You know, our younger people now don't feel as committed about a job. They are more committed to a paycheck. But we've got to take that position and make the most of it and do the best that we can every day. If we can get that through the minds and heads of our young people, it's going to be a better world, I feel. Not just to expect the paycheck, but to really earn that paycheck. If I could go back, I wish that I had the money when I graduated from high school to go to college. That's one thing, to really earn a degree. I've had a lot of educational training in my career at CNS and Bank of America because they were outstanding with their program of training in the bank. And I would love to be able to have done that as a young child. Now, my brothers and sisters, some of them have gone on to college. And ironically, I was married when they were in college, so my husband and I were able to sort of help them through those years, and that's an inspiration to me to know that I was able to help them in some small way achieve their goal, and yet I feel very fulfilled in what I've been able to do with what I have had these years. I do. It's trust in the Lord with all your strength and lean not on your own understanding, but in all ways acknowledge Him and He will direct your paths. I say that verse every day, and I feel the presence because I know He is directing me, and it helps me to continue to try to achieve what I've set out as a goal for the day and do the best I can every day at work. I've just read the most amazing book. It's called The Circle Maker, and it's by Mark Batterson, Batterson, and a friend shared it with me. I couldn't put it down. It was so great. And then I found when I was in Atlanta last week a prayer journal for 40 days of prayer that I'm getting into now, and it is just an awesome book, and it inspired me so much. I just really did enjoy that. And I love to read. I read my Bible every day. Mm-hmm. First of all, I was third oldest in the family, so the seven under me was part of my responsibility in taking care of their needs because Mother was so busy with doing everything that she allowed us to be able to be a help to her in both the kitchen. I learned to cook there early. I learned how to take care of the children there early. And as we have grown, and Mother's principle was, we didn't have a lot of money, but she told us every day, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. That has stuck with me all these years because I know that if my name is still good out in the community and I've done what I can for other people, I don't mar that name, then I'm going to have a successful life. And that stays with me so much. And Mother taught us, because my dad was away a lot working to make the living for those 10 children, Mother taught us love and compassion and laughter. My mother laughed so much, and she'd pull tricks on us to make us just think somebody was getting us out after dark. But she was such a fun lady, and how she managed to raise 10 children is beyond my comprehension. But she was a great role model for me and an inspiration. And she would pray for us when we were having tests so that we knew she was really concerned about all that we were doing and all that we were involved in. And that's the source of strength as I look back on growing up. I think you have to be happy with yourself, and I'm happy with myself. I never reflect back on how poor I was when I was growing up, but I am so thankful for what today brings me: a good health, a good family, a good husband, and a great place to work. And even though I'm older in years, having been banking for 60 years, I feel that this is an opportunity for me to continue to do a good job and yet maybe mentor some of the younger bankers in my profession. That's what I really feel like, and it makes me happy. I get up anxious to come to work every day.